What up, peeps? Friendly neighborhood Monomojos here. I'm going to make an exception this week and do two vlogs. I'm going to do it at the first of the week too, and this is important. This is a letter dealing with what I wrote up above, and it's from a well-established Greek Orthodox American military veteran who is concerned about the state of affairs of the GOA. Alrighty, let's get right to it. He will remain anonymous unless he asks me, unless he tells me it's okay to reveal his name. So I'm just going to read it verbatim. Not necessarily that I agree with everything he writes, but his words deserve a voice. So stay with me on this zigzag dot-connecting line of thinking and let me see if I can make sense of a bunch of disparate thoughts about where we find ourselves. 1. The patriarch is a Turkish citizen detainee and has to do what they say or get run over. Sad, but true. 2. The patriarch issued a forced propaganda statement in support of the Turkish invasion of Kurdish northern Syria. See above. Turkey is fighting against the Kurds in Syria, however the Kurds are fighting for U.S. interests. Kurdish Peshmerga fighters are among the better of the Middle Eastern fighters and are well respected. The women fight too. I have a problem with that, but I encountered a number of them in Iraq in the fall of Saddam 2003 to 2004. 3. Meanwhile, the Kurds are also fighting hard, not only against Assad, but also against ISIS, al-Nusra, al-Qaeda, and all of the Iranian-based militias supporting Assad, including Hezbollah and Hamas. The Kurds Peshmerga are fighting along our side, the Kurdish Peshmerga forces are fighting alongside our American military assistance units, intelligence operatives, and special forces who are advising the anti-Assad liberation forces. 4. Russia, an Orthodox country, sides with Iran, a Muslim country and chief exporter of worldwide terror, which supports death to American Israel, and both countries support Syria's Assad. That's a little bit globalist, Americanist, State Department propaganda there. Some truth, but you know, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. 5. American blood and treasure is on the line everywhere in this multi-pronged Syrian mess. Do we see any evidence that the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of America supports our American interests, not Turkish interests, or am I just a stupid Americanaki? 6. Separately, as a general observation appropriate of nothing in particular, the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese treats us like the Greek island of Puerto Rico. Greece and Turkey are at each other's throats as the patriarch is forced to support his Turkish homeboys or else get his electricity and gas cut off. Or worse, maybe his head. Where's Greece in all of this? I am reminded of the old Greek parable. Who do the villagers send to pull the snake out of the hole with his bare hands? Why, they send the village idiot, that's who. Who's the village idiot, folks? Well, that'd be us, the Americanaica. They, Greece and the Archdiocese, want us to always fix it, while they take August off. 7. Continuing on, the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese has crashed and burned. After 90-plus years in business with zero legacy, zero humility, zero accountability, the Archbishop all but denies he knows his own name. Zero leadership, zero credibility, zero spiritual offerings, zero growth, and men who dress like the Taliban and act like Byzantine princes in 2018 America. Plus somehow, no one knows how, our wallet is missing and no one admits to taking it. And there are no suspects. The St. Nicholas Shrine at Freedom Plaza, NYC, what's that? It's disappeared. We don't know what happened. That's what you tell the village idiot. So, 8. Motherland Greece is broken, but Tsipras wants all of America to help her. The patriarch can't help himself, much less help America or Greece. Russia wants to lead us in orthodoxy, but they fight against American interests. Again, I don't necessarily agree with that. 9. My parish and hundreds of others pays an outrageous $18,000 a month to NYC for the privilege of witnessing items 1 through 8 above and have our own church leader, forced or not, on the other side of the policies of our own country. Spoiler alert, our country is America, not Greece. 10. But to remind you of the current plan, we just need to shut up and keep holding Greek festivals and marching for Cyprus, Oiki Day, and paying for the limousines for all the New York guys in robes and for a patriarch under house arrest. And for pederasty cover-ups and damages. Stability is restored, screams the Archdiocese in press release headlines. But please keep paying the $18,000 a month. Huh? Is it just me, or do people see any of this? The next archbishop sent to America will have to be a Turkish approved. No kidding, that's how it works. Maybe the new guy will know where the money went. Of course, no one can help anyone except God and the American Ikea, both of whom are persistently disrespected by the aforementioned. I urgently suggest to all of you that instead of attending the silly, self-serving, creepy lady Congress in Boston on July 4th, that all of you come to visit the Walter Reed Army Medical Center and the Bethesda Naval Medical Center here in D.C. and get a dose of real believers, not the fake believers we've been experiencing. And after that, we need to start a militant national dialogue by this fall about a new and fully American Greek Orthodox Church governed here by American sensibilities, not governed from over there by agents and residents in America of the old world imperial skullduggery. We don't need anybody's permission either. We can take the decision ourselves because it's our money, our buildings, and our future. All we need is the guts to do it. Do I have this mostly right? I hope so. And, well, like I said, I don't agree with necessarily everything there, but a lot of what he says is right on the money. And even the things that I don't agree with, I may be wrong. Having said that, it's a very poignant piece. I hope this will cause some discussion amongst yourselves. Regardless, I think we need to disabuse ourselves of the illusions that the ecumenical patriarchate, a fine institution in and of itself, by the way, is the vehicle of an international, transnational, Pacific type of orthodoxy as opposed to Moscow. I don't believe that, especially after reading this. And especially after the fact that Bartholomew actually blessed the tanks of the Turkish army, which are going in to fight the Kurds, Peshmerga. Someday I'll write more about the Kurds. I think they're fine, upstanding people, in my opinion. But that's not the point right now. Anyway, this is a Charlie Foxtrot in every sense of the word. In the meantime, Pax Vobiscum, let's love one another, and adios.